Hey everybody, it's Eric and Jason, and we've got another totally awesome movie review for you for a movie that's not so totally awesome.
Or is it?
Where is it? 1974 Sonny Chiba film, The Street Fighter. Action-packed, mayhem, ridiculous characters. It's got it all. Eric, give me your hot take. What'd you think?
Okay, this film is hailed as a classic by some, maybe even by many. But ooh boy. Wait, it was the first film in the US to receive an X rating solely on violence, which is pretty interesting and maybe worth a watch in and of itself. But as we were talking about, by today's standards, man, it's not. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of kung fu. There's quite a bit of blood. There's some. I mean, there's some the X-ray thing. Doesn't he pull out the guy's balls?
Yeah, I think those are two moments that are real standouts when it comes to
Yeah.
why this film received the rating that it did. Would you like to talk about the balls?
Would I like to talk about the balls?
Yeah.
No, not in particular. It didn't really do it for me. I thought it was pretty unnecessary. That was toward the end, right?
Yeah, that's when he went into the place where the young girl was being held captive, and it was a rape scene. Spoiler alert.
Oh, okay. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Yes, he interrupted the rape.
Right.
And he pulled the guys. Yeah. Okay.
And
didn't he hold? Yeah, he was like, "Roar." Yeah.
Right.
Real exaggerated and yeah, totally gratuitous.
And in this X-ray scene you referred to was he went to do this downward punch on a guy, and they did an X-ray of the inside of his skull, and there was just a crushing.
Yeah.
Show his brain getting smashed, and then all the blood pours out of his face. So
yeah, when they cut back and the blood poured out, right?
Right.
Yeah, the X-ray scene itself was kind of stupid.
Yeah, but I think it was probably cutting edge for the time.
I think it was a cutting edge idea for the time.
Neat little device that they used.
No one had seen it before. And then I guess it went on to influence like the Mortal Kombat games or
the fatalities.
Yes.
Yeah.
That.
So the movie had broad influence.
Yes. And speaking of the influence, highly influential to Quentin Tarantino. And
like all crappy movies are.
That's right. He, if you recall True Romance, there's an early scene in there where the characters go into a grindhouse theater and they watch like 3 of these Street Fighter movies.
To be fair, or to be honest, I've never seen True Romance. It's on my list. I need to watch it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
But well, thanks for reminding me of it.
I think it's a good one. It's been a while. I would like to see if it holds up, actually. But yeah,
I'll give it a watch.
Yeah. So
the music.
The music was cool. I did appreciate the music while the movie was on. Afterwards, it was still in my head, and I was like, I'm done with this. I don't want this anymore.
It's got that cool guitar riff, that thing going on.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. The music's kind of cool,
and it's got all the tropes of your standard karate kung fu movie.
Yeah. So let's talk about
battle scenes. Okay, the plot.
A little bit. I mean, so Sonny Chiba is he disguises himself as a Buddhist monk, and he goes in. He's hired to break out this guy from prison. And then you're gonna have to help me fill in these details because it kind of gets a little double crossy. And so the people who hired him, they can't they've only paid him half the money. They can't pay him the other half.
Right.
And this is at the very beginning, and he sells the sister into sexual slavery.
Yep.
This is
kind of
supposed
like a gangbang or gang member.
This is supposed to be our hero, folks.
Right. I don't think he's a hero. He's an opportunist.
He is a dirtbag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then he gets kind of like drawn into this whole capturing of a oil tycoon's niece situation, but then there's more money if he
protects
her, and of
right,
course
so
that leads to all of the the kind of the mini battle scenes towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what it is. It's all a setup for the battle scenes because it's like he's going to kidnap her, but then he's protecting her. He's going to like take her away, but then he saves her. It's real kind of back and forth, and you're never quite sure why it's that way, but it is really all about the kung fu.
Oh, of course. And they give you plenty of it.
Yeah. And some of it, I guess some of it's okay, but I was not impressed by this movie. I could not get behind this character. I was like, this guy is a real dirtbag. He sold this girl into sexual slavery. And then at the end, we're supposed to be rooting for him.
Right. I think it forces you to celebrate for the less of the two evils.
I guess.
Did he kind of even redeem himself? Because he ended up fighting with a guy who he freed at the beginning, who was defending his sister, who the guy sold into slavery, but yet we're like cheering for him to win against that guy.
Right. And then the guy, so when he kills, so the brother should have won. The brother of the girl who was sold into sexual slavery, he should have won, I think. But then
you can't have a sequel if that happens.
Of course, no sequel. But yeah, Shiba's character, he wins at the last second, and he gets up, right? And he's stumbling around, and the guy who wanted him dead, like, helped him stand up.
Yeah.
I thought that was real weird.
It was a mess.
That didn't make
sense. So bad that I kept pausing it to see how much movie I had left to watch.
Yeah, I think I did the same. Actually, I tried to watch this with my partner, and God bless her. She was doing something else on her phone. I think she was shopping online while she was like having to endure this movie. And she got about 30 minutes, and she was like, no, I'm good. I don't need to see more.
Some movies, it's fine that they exist, but they don't really hold up, and they don't really have a place in pop culture anymore. I think this is one of them.
I don't think it itself has a place in pop culture, but I think it has already had a huge influence.
It had its influence,
and that's carried through.
Yeah. Doesn't make, I don't think I appreciate its influences more just because I've seen the movie. I think the influences were better than the influence.
I agree. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. If I never knew that this movie inspired Mortal Kombat, I'd been okay still with Mortal Kombat.
Of course.
So
same with everything.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, same with everything that Tarantino made that this inspired. It just doesn't matter. You know, the stuff that was inspired has its own take, its own originality, that goes beyond. So
I bet Michelangelo was walking through like a market one day and saw a really crappy sculpture and went, I could be a sculptor.
you think that's what happened?
Yeah. And then you get like the statue of David. And you're like, well, man, I really wish I could go find the sculpture that inspired Michelangelo.
Yeah. But then when you do find it, you're like, that's a piece of
Oh,
shit.
this was crap.
You're like, wow.
Like this is the situation that the Street Fighter has. He died recently, Sonny Chiba. Like
yes,
not long ago.
That's right. Middle of August, I believe, due to COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of
pepperoni.
yeah. Which is why I wanted to check out some of his older work.
Mm-hmm.
Liked him in Kill Bill Volume 1.
I think if you're gonna watch a kung fu movie of this period, just watch some Jackie Chan.
Good old Jackie Chan, Family Guy.
It's
Family
also
Man.
crap, but
right. But at least he tried to mix the kung fu with the comedy,
mm-hmm.
and he's got his own thing going.
Yeah, Sonny Chiba didn't have to have anything going. We'd all been better for it.
At least with this, but these, I mean, people claim they love these movies. Street Fighter movies.
I can't love this movie. I can't. I have trouble liking it. There's parts where I was like, oh, that's fun. That's cool. Right. Most of it was real garbage.
Yeah, it was hard to get through for sure.
Yeah. So what do you say?
Do we even need? I guess we need to do it. We know what's going to happen.
We have to do it. It's part of the shtick. That's why people show up. They want to see our thumbs.
For the thumbs.
That's why Clinton watches.
Yeah. What are those 4 thumbs going to do? Wait, right?
You think it's even going to get? Do you think it's going to get 1 thumb up?
No.
You don't. Yeah, that's your prediction.
I think no thumb up.
I could skew that.
You could, but you would be dishonest to yourself.
It's probably true.
All right, count us down.
3, 2, 1. Thumbs. Sorry, Sonny. Bad news, buddy.
4 thumbs down.
4 thumbs down. But give it a watch. It's free.
Kung Fu can't even stop 4 thumbs down.
No. there's got to be a move that stops 4 thumbs down.
There isn't.
You hit them with that, and they're like,
they can't do anything. I think the poster, look, it's one of those situations where the poster and the title are more entertaining than the actual movie.
Look what it's selling. If you got to fight dirty. You got.
You see this broad? It looks on the poster like she has a real presence in this thing, but she doesn't really.
No, background character.
She's got a couple scenes, and she's just the thing that the guy, that they have to chase after or protect. It's stupid.
The women are the objects of the film.
Exactly, and it's not.
That's it.
It's not what we're looking for.
No, looking for a good movie, and this wasn't it. But like I said, go watch it. See for yourself.
That's right. You could.
The movie, it's free on Tubi. You can watch it. If you watch it on the Brave browser, you won't get any ads.
It is dubbed over in English as well. So
I don't think it'd be any better not dubbed.
In the original, no, of course not. You just have to struggle more to understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta get a dictionary. You know what? Maybe if you watched it in the original, you wouldn't be so distracted by the bad writing.
Yeah, maybe.
You could give your own interpretation of what this movie was.
I have nothing more to say. I really don't have anything more to say. I'd be talking in circles at this point. So
yeah, nobody wants that.
Well, We haven't
Cheers.
even talked about the next one.
Oh, what is that?
I'm going to put you on the spot. Any ideas?
Chuck Norris, Delta Force.
No.
No Chuck Norris?
I mean, I guess. I think it's going to be pretty bad.
Yeah, it is going to be bad.
I mean, not in a bad in a Street Fighter way.
Bad in a Chuck Norris kind of way. It's going to be like a military version of Walker, Texas Ranger.
I was never a huge fan of Chuck Norris. Although my mom loved that television series.
Shout out to Eric's mom.
And I did watch it. I did watch Texas Ranger. You know?
Yeah. Who didn't? Big time show.
It was the big fantasy of the
Right.
Western age.
I don't know. Do you have any ideas?
No. Well, boy.
I recently watched Penelope Sphere's first movie in the series of Decline of Western Civilization. It's it's kind of a following voyeuristic documentary into the world of early 80s punk music in LA.
Okay.
And police chief of Los Angeles forbid the movie from being played in LA, which you know what that's going to do. Tell somebody they can't do something.
Start a riot.
Pussy Riot.
Um,
Shout out to Pussy Riot, Russian punk band.
Somehow that reminded me that I still do want to watch either Foxy Brown or Coffee.
I've never heard of Coffee.
It's another Pam Grier movie.
I'd watch Foxy Brown. If you go Foxy Brown, we can give a shout out to the Ladies of Exploitation. Ladies of Exploitation Month. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we put a link.
What's
shout
the
out
link?
To I don't know. Some place that's raising money for breast cancer awareness.
Maybe the Human Fund.
Human Fund. Yeah. I think the meme of the Human Fund actually became a reality with GoFundMe.
Okay.
Hey, George Costanza was way ahead of his time.
And behind it.
He was time.
He was time.
We should have ended this podcast 5 minutes ago.
We should have, but we can end it now.
We'll end it now.
I don't think you can see my drink. Wait. Am I drinking?
It looks like you're drinking that lady. And I'm getting my head like stabbed by this guy.
All right. Well, hopefully next time we'll come back with a more interesting movie and
a real
better discussion on it.
All right, everybody. We'll see you later.
Cheers.